Do you know why you're here?
In today's video, we're going to see how when someone believes they will be able to easily fool the police, they end up telling unbelievable stories. These stories are so poorly thought out that sometimes they even have difficulty keeping track of the details. On July 12, 2020, a 911 call was made by Candace Jimdar saying that she had just run away from her husband after he had beaten her. Responders found her with various wounds all over her body, and Jimdar said that at one point she had lost consciousness. When asked who had injured her, she said it was her husband, actor Bryshere Gray. Police were able to locate Gray the next day and bring him in for questioning.
Yes, so Candace is my best friend. She lives with me. She goes through things, some mental issues.
Right away, Gray tries to set up an altered reality. Jimdar isn't just a friend, she is his wife. While some married couples choose not to use such terms, Jimdar very specifically refers to him as her husband. So this is a little odd. The second point of interest is that he is trying to establish that she is mentally ill. By doing this, he's hoping to invalidate anything she might say. Since it is a favorite tactic of abusers, it only makes him more suspicious when coupled with her physical injuries.
Emotional issues that I make over. Sometimes I say she can stay in the house. Sometimes she goes to a friend of her house that she stays in Phoenix. She been staying with me for a while. She tried to commit suicide twice. And we have an open relationship as well. So, I allow her to have like a boyfriend because I'm really busy. So Mark, the guy that she allowed her to talk to, because she allows me to talk to other girls.
The open relationship is also a lie. Evidence was found on his phone that he was seeing other women, which Jimdar had confronted him with, causing their fight. In an open relationship, she would have known about the other women, and it wouldn't have been an issue.
I guess they got into an argument or whatever. I was at my friend's house playing football, and then I get a call that there's cops outside of my house, and I'm like, this is not going to work. This open relationship don't work good. This couple of days prior, she was trying to kill herself. A girl texted my phone, and she's like, I don't know if you're texting my phone, and blah, blah, blah. And I really think that she had sharp scissors, and she was about to kill herself. And she had about 2 episodes this week. And I think, the first time she had the scissors, I had to grab the scissors from her. So she had bruising on the leg. That's all that, from the situation when I took the scissors. That's all she had was a bruise. She had a bare lip, her lip was busted, and that was it. So then she had injuries for about, she had old injuries for about like 2 to 3 days. So today she's doing work, and I've been with my friends. I don't know what they got into when I got back. Okay, I'm trying to, I don't know, but I'm trying to understand because, you didn't open this? No. Okay. I'm trying to understand the big picture here, and like I said, I don't know who all are involved, but you're mentioning some other folks, you're mentioning Mark. Yeah. So let me see if I understand this. Yeah. What's the young lady's name? Candace. Say that. CANDIC. So let me see if I'm just to get my partner to speak. So you're saying Candace is your friend, best friend, your best friend. Mm-hmm. Are you married? Yeah. Anyway. Are you lawfully married, or we didn't go down we didn't go down the aisle. We just got legally married. So you're married? We're legally married. You're legally married. So it's your wife? Yeah. Okay. Well, now you want to say that. You're like, that's my girl. Right. Yeah. And you have a marriage certificate with her? I don't have it.
When pressed, Gray admits that she is her wife, but he still prefers to call her things like my girl. Doing so makes the relationship seem less serious and probably makes it easier for him to justify cheating on her.
You got one at some point. Yeah. So you're not married? Maybe not. Okay. But it doesn't matter. I'm just okay. Gotcha. Yeah, and we're just trying to understand the picture. So, when you mentioned that you both have an open relationship, explain that. We have an open relationship. She allows me to talk to other girls. It's girls that we want to talk to. She say, you can talk to them. And I say, okay, you meet somebody. If I trust him and I meet him, you can talk to him. So she's talking to this guy named Mark. And I don't know what happened tonight, but I know a couple days prior she had a bruise on her leg. She bit her lip because she was trying to kill herself. So I videotaped her on my phone. My phone's dead, but one of you guys got it. I wanted to show you that. And then after that, tonight was just, I got calls from my friends. There's cops outside your house. I thought about not coming to the house. I was like, it's my house. Why? So I just showed up and try to tell them that, So that was already okay. Yeah, okay. So you say Mark was at the house? Yes. Okay. Mark lived in that area? I'm not sure. So she would know where Mark lives. Is that right? She would know. She would be able to tell us who Mark is. Where was she still? I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why I'm here. So I'm saying, like, what was she saying? What did she say to you guys? Well, I haven't spoken to her. That's why I wanted to talk to you. Did she go to the hospital and say, Bryshere Gray, my husband? I don't think she did that. I think she went to the hospital. The information that I have is somewhat limited, but I was told that she's your wife. So that's what I'm trying to clarify. This is what happened. It's like, this is my t-shirt, but that's not my crime. I think I don't want to get her in trouble because I don't want to get her deported. She doesn't have a green card. And that's my best friend. So whatever our relationship is, it's my fault why it even happened. So that's kind of why, But what she would say is she needs to get treatment. So whoever asked her that question, who did that to you? I don't know what she said, but that guy doesn't have a phone. He just shows up. She hits him up on IG.
Mark seems pretty convenient. He's supposedly there around the time of the assault, and Gray has no idea who he really is or where to find him. This sets the tone for Gray's whole interview. He supposedly has facts and is willing to be forthcoming, but when asked about any details, he slides away from giving a straight, coherent answer.
Instagram, he comes over, that's it. He's a smart person. Smart person. Have you ever met Mark? I met him about twice. What does he look like? Brown skin, he's like mixed with white a little bit, black, not so black. Have you ever met you before? You've never met me before? No. But one of the things I give credit to individuals who are honest. Yes, sir. And I'm not trying to judge you now, but then if I had to make judgment of who you are, it's going to be based on my interactions with you. Okay. Right? But I haven't ate either. So my body and my head connected to the body. This is only one head. I'm trying to have a baby. There's a lot going on internally, so it's just, I know you're trying to eat through it. You're sharking through it. But I'm just letting you know what really happened. And I have a career. I'm an artist. I have a lot of things to lose. To be putting myself in situations like that, I would separate myself before we fight. We had plenty of arguments, verbal. And I talked to her mom on the phone. Her mom was saying, just talk to the cops. I was like, well, you're in church, boy, just know what's going on. I don't know if I want to go back to the house because what they put me in and arrest me, but it wasn't like that. So, that's good. Her mom was like, she loves you. Whatever she's going through, I just need to fix it, stop the arguments, and that's it. But I believe whatever happened that night with Mark, she needed to get treatment. She didn't want to tell me. She didn't want to talk to me about it. She just went somewhere, and she's from Trinidad, so she really don't speak clear English. So you really don't understand her sometimes. So it's like, she could say something, you'd be like, huh? Hospital? Okay, hospital. We take her to the hospital, and then she's like, who did this? Who did this? Somebody screaming at her, who did this? And I don't know what she said to, because she doesn't want to get in trouble. So she feel like I can save her.
Just so I understand.
Yes, I will.
Just so I understand. I know I missed some, so forgive me.
No, you was here the whole time.
Okay. So this thing with Mark happened what night?
Last night.
Okay. I'm to understand that you were involved in any incident situation she got into last night.
No. We were all good. She cooked. Let me tell you, she cooked chicken, rice, and mashed potatoes. I ate 2 plates of that.
Okay, what time was this ish?
This was about 2 o'clock. About 4. She like, let's have sex.
So what time?
4 o'clock.
Evening.
She's like, I'm in the pool. She's like, let's have sex. I'm like, okay. Let me get in the shower, blah, blah, blah. I gotta take a poop. And we had sex. Went to my friend's house. Yeah, she called Mark over. He didn't see something he liked. That's why I got that F1 Savannah cat, man. But he's still kicking. And I don't know what happened.
Okay, so I want to make sure I understand you. Because in your mind, it's making sense. I wasn't there, so I just want to make sure I'm clear. I don't want to misunderstand. Yeah. So you guys, around 2 or 4, 8 days, you want to have sex. Okay. Who else was at the house with you two?
Just us 2, maybe. But a friend popped in just to get some CBD. Left right up.
Your friends or her friends?
My friends.
Okay, just like he showed up for a second and left?
Yeah.
What time was this ish?
Right before I left, like 4:35.
Okay. You left the house. You guys had sex. You left the house.
Yeah.
You went to a friend's house.
Yeah.
Did you walk to a friend's house?
I walked like to the park, the theater, school right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to disclose his location, but
That's okay.
yeah.
Okay. And then you were there with your friend. Did you go anywhere or did you stay at his house?
I kind of just passed out at his house, and then once like 5 o'clock, my phone was dead. We would start working out.
5 o'clock yesterday evening?
Morning.
5 o'clock this morning.
5 o'clock this morning, my phone was dead, and I was just, what was I doing? We started playing football. Okay. We started playing catch, running around, and my phone turned on, and they like, cops at your house, what happened?
Who was that from?
Neighbors.
Okay.
And, oh my gosh. I didn't call anybody, I didn't call my mom, nobody.
Okay.
I just handled it on my own and say, whatever it is, I need to stop a relationship like that.
Okay, so you left around, I think you said probably around 4:30 or something from your house, where we were. That same house, okay.
4:30 p.m.
About 4:30 p.m. And you went to a friend's house. And then you said you took your phone because you get text messages. How many phones do you have?
One, but she has one, but she left that phone. Yes.
Okay, so you took your phone. Is that the one that the officer, when you walked up to the house, you had and then we had you said?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had a video of her like this in the living room. She got scissors. She's just like this. I'm like, don't do it. It's not that serious. We love each other. She dropped it once I had to tussle with her.
So I want to clear so you understand.
Ray's claimed that he was out playing football with a friend for that long, and the text message from a neighbor don't really add up. Why would someone text him that the police were at his house? Why wouldn't they assume he was there too? And Gray can't resist bringing up the supposed precarious state of Jadar's mental health.
We're not here to say what you did or didn't do. Our only goal is to find out what happened. Whether that is truthful from what you're telling us, or truthful from what she's saying, or Mark, or whoever else. That's our goal, is just to find out what happened, right?
Right.
So we're going to do our best to line this out chronologically, like, and this, then this, then this, and see kind of how the night went on. But just like you, I'm sure you hear something, if it doesn't make sense in your head, you're going to say, if it doesn't make sense in my head, it's probably because it doesn't make sense.
Right, Plus, I'm throwing up in the car because I'm like, everybody throws up when they don't have clarity of what's going on. It's just like, what the heck? Okay.
Yeah, and that's all we're gonna do. And we're gonna do it with your perspective and everything, but we want to make sure everything works out. It lines up and makes sense. Otherwise, we can only assume that something's not making sense and somebody's not telling us the truth. Right?
I believe that she's from Trinidad. So anybody, if she's really beating, anybody looking at that is like, because this is U.S. They're gonna be like, what the hell? What happened to you? And she's just like, my husband or my boyfriend, she's hurt, you know. So she's trying to talk and she's trying to communicate.
So you think she told us that you did all that to her?
No. Okay. I don't know how it steered back to me. I don't know how, because I don't believe that she would say that her mom. Okay. I don't believe that.
Okay. Alright, so as Detective Brixton is telling you that we need to chronologically timeline, make sure everything that makes sense, right? And
her mom she seen the video. She didn't want the cops to know about it because she didn't want her daughter to get sent away. Because I tried to keep that video away. I didn't call the cops. That happened like a couple days ago. I didn't call the cops on it, but I didn't want her to go to a place.
So let me ask you this. You went to your friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
What's that friend's name again?
John.
Your friend's house that lives in, where is that place? In Australia, next to the school, you said?
Australia.
And his name is John?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were at John's house, you guys played football, right? And then someone called you and you told me that police were at your house. You know what they said?
Yes.
Okay. Who called you?
Neighbors, text messages.
Do you have that name saved anywhere? How do you know it was your neighbor?
Next door neighbor. I got a number for a battery from a golf cart.
Okay.
And she was saying the cops outside. Called her. She a lot of cops outside. I think they going through the house. And that's what made me like, oh my God, I got a civilian cat. But the civilian cat ran out the front door. I lost out on $15K.
Yeah. So you mentioned that while you're at your friend's house, you got this call.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But you also told us that you had a scuffle.
Yes. Couple days prior to that, she tried to kill herself.
Okay, but you said tell me about that.
Yeah. So she always, like I said, she has like mental issues. Like, your girl texted me. We have an open relationship. A chick texts me on the phone. She might say, yes, I want to give you that B. I might delete it and she still see it somehow.
If they have an open relationship, this interaction doesn't make sense. It does, however, tell us that Gray has a history of cheating, and it's something that has caused fighting in the past.
And then she starts, I thought you would stop cheating on me. I'm like, dude, I didn't even respond. I just looked at it like, I'm a man. I should be able to watch porn. I should be able to text a chick and I want to meet up with her. I'm a man. Let me be a man. Let me be co-graceful. So she was just really into it that day. Her heart tried to grab it. She was almost about to stab herself because she's pregnant. I'm like, no. So I'm trying to tussle with her so we both don't get stabbed.
When was that tussle?
That was yesterday's Tuesday. Yeah, that was Friday. Okay. Friday and Saturday she did that.
And you have videos on your phone of what you said?
I have a video of it from, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was Friday. How was your guys' weekend?
It was good. I mean, it was okay.
You spent the weekend together?
Yeah, I mean, like, every day trying to make sure we got a good connection.
So you were home Saturday?
I was home Saturday.
Okay.
I was home Friday, I was home Saturday. Yesterday was Sunday. I was home Sunday after Friday.
Because you went to your friend's house. And then you showed up what time at this house today?
Today?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
My phone died, so I just was like, what time is it now?
Like 25 or so.
I say we've been doing this deal for since 6:30, 7-ish.
So you have videos in your phone of her trying to hurt herself and you're trying to stop her from hurting herself? Okay. Is it okay with you if you look at those videos?
Yes, I have to show you that. I have to show
said it was from Friday?
Yes.
You have no new recordings on there?
I don't have, but that's her behavior. You see it, and you don't see any bruises on her. You see a beautiful girl that don't have any bruises on her. That's her behavior. Very recent. So that's not something for me to like try to get her in a place or anything like that. Whatever happened with this guy,
What's his name again?
Mark. Whatever happened with this guy, she just went to the hospital. She needed the treatment. She don't have any insurance. She don't have any ID. She don't even have a green card.
How do you know Mark came over to the house?
I had a feeling. She said, she might, have him come over.
Okay.
Something like that.
So I want to tell you what's going to happen on our side, what we're going to do. We can listen to them talk, but we have to confirm for ourselves. We have to take steps to make sure that we're getting truthful information.
Yeah.
Right? So,
well, I videotaped it to make sure you guys, if anything, that's why I videotaped it. And I was like, this is behavior not from a girl that I said I do. I need to videotape you this moment in the world. I'm not going to call my mom. I'm not going to call my manager. Let me videotape it myself so I can show y'all her behavior. And you'll see exactly in the video.
well, that's fair. I'm not here to call you a liar. I get that.
Yeah.
Some of the things we do a lot, right? Well, this usually takes time for us to do this, but cell phone information. Okay, so we have your cell phone, but one of the things we do is we go through what is this cell phone at this time, where do we go from there? Right? Because cell phones nowadays, you can see where they went.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So in that case, we should see your phone go from your house to your friend's house, pretty much there until whatever time this morning, back over to your house, right?
Sure. Yeah, but we have two phones. The second phone was left in the house.
I'm just talking about the phone you had.
Oh, the phone I had, yeah.
Okay.
That's, even if it's dead?
Yeah, absolutely. But you're also getting text messages this morning from your neighbors, so...
Yeah, but, that phone just has the video.
That's fine.
That's not the phone.
That's fine. No, I'm just talking about seeing where it is, the location.
Oh, no, yeah, that's
the location.
Yeah, no, that phone is like, it's kind of like I'll be honest, it's a cheap phone, so I didn't take that with me to John's house.
You can hear the concern in his voice when the detectives mention tracking the phone's location, as well as the hesitant way he speaks as he's rebuilding his story. It's not a very good one, and it only gets worse from here.
Which phone did you take?
I hide this phone under the mailbox, like neighborhood.
So you didn't take it to John's house?
No.
You didn't take any phone?
No.
How did you get text message from your neighbor or your John's house?
She texted me.
Listen to me. We can have a good conversation. Maybe there's an explanation. Listen. Hold on. Just listen for me. Just listen.
You never said what phone it was.
Okay, just listen.
You just said text message.
I know you.
Your brain just...
I know. Just listen.
Not disrespect.
Listen, I don't disrespect you either. You have a career, we have a career too. You're good at what you do, whatever you do. And we're also capable. We're also very capable of doing what we do too, okay?
I'm trying to have a baby.
And I'm going to treat you with respect also. You've given me no reason to disrespect you. I'm not going to.
Yes, sir.
I can tell you that the truth will know. It's not the first day the two of us have been here. I'm telling you right now.
I understand that.
I'm telling you.
So I'm trying to have a baby, sir.
Okay.
I don't think that way. I don't process things. I process my food. I'm nice to my wife.
I guess I don't understand what you mean.
What I mean by that is that I don't live in that regular world space. You know what I mean? Me and my wife, we play together. We don't use a phone. We hardly use a phone. I hardly talk to my phone.
That's fine. All we've asked you is what happened physically with you.
But you didn't say what phone I use or nothing. You saying, okay, you can use the phone.
Yeah, I did. I said what phone the officer has it. You walked up to your house with it in your pocket.
That's not the phone.
That's not the phone.
Yes, sir. I have got texts from John. They text me because I don't know. Anything that people texting, I feel like that's cancerous. What are we texting about?
So I don't know for the reasoning.
Yeah.
What phone did you have at John's house?
I didn't have a phone. I left that phone in the neighborhood.
So what phone did you walk back to your house with when the officers contacted
I
you?
didn't walk back with a phone.
You didn't have a phone with you?
No.
So where did the officer get that phone?
I gave it to him once I received it. I hide the phone. I don't know what street that's on, but I hide the phone on the street and I bury it because it's like it's energy. And I don't.
One can only hope that Gray is setting up some sort of temporary insanity plea. The idea that a grown man, a financially secure actor, routinely buries his spare phone is ludicrous.
I'm actually trying to escape from using that energy with other females.
So when you're taking your John's house and throwing the grocery and do wrong.
No, because I need to be focused on what me and John doing. Me and John playing football. Me and John, we're working on our hearts. We're working on our health. It's not for me to bring that energy to his house because I can get, we could probably get into an argument or, he talking about his girl, I'm talking about my girl. We just there to be friends and boys. That's all. That's all. But I understand what you're saying. I respect what you guys
And I appreciate that. And a person, any person, officer, even actor,
artist. I'm done with acting.
I apologize. Anybody in the world, any reasonable person, if something in your head's not making sense, that doesn't make sense, that doesn't line up. You just told me that, you just told me this, but there's an explanation. Yeah, things just don't line up.
I just wanted you to
don't line up, man.
Well, I just really wanted you to know about our open relationship. I was not there.
And it's not my business.
Yeah, I was not there from about, from 5:30. We have an open relationship. I'm able to talk to other girls. She's able to talk to other guys. And this guy, Mark, came over. And like I said, the phone was in the neighborhood. That's where it stays. Went to John's house. Came back. When I came back, I didn't come straight, no. I didn't come straight back home. I parlayed on my phone for a little bit, and then I came home. And then my phone died. I parlayed on the phone for a little bit, to see if she called me or anything of that nature, and then that was the phone that I videotaped her, so I had to take that back to the house because I said, I cannot walk back to this house without no videotape. I could have went to Phoenix if I was trying to hide from you guys. I could have told John to take me to Phoenix. I had my lawyer saying, why did you bring the phone with the videotape? Because it's my home. I don't like anything, and this is my wife, I don't like these type of situations. I feel like as men, if there's a problem in your household and you have nothing to hide from, then show up. Or run, go to Phoenix. Don't tell nobody you're in Phoenix. And send a video, have the lawyer handle it. But I felt like you guys will understand me and listen to me. I'm willing to. Now that's all. The phone was in the neighborhood, so that's it with the phone.
I'm willing to, and I still want to. We're having a good conversation. But you're talking in circles, man. You're talking about things that don't make sense, that don't add up.
What, the open relationship?
No, I'm okay with that. I mean, that's your business. So, I wouldn't tell you that's okay or not okay. I'm talking about, you went to... Well, that's one of the things. You went to John's... I know, but you already told me you had your phone there at John's house. So I asked you if you took your phone, how many phones you had?
Because I'm looking at you and I'm realizing that you're a person just like me.
Because after I told you to find a location with phone.
No. I'm realizing. I know because I deal with different type of IQs and stuff like that. So when you ask me a question, I visualize that I did have a phone in hand to text my neighbor. My neighbor texts John. We're all in the same community.
Gary's story changes from 1 minute to the next. Earlier, he specifically said that his neighbor texted him, not John. His actions scream the fact that he doesn't want the police to see that particular phone. This is understandable, judging from the multiple pictures of women that were later found.
So I did have a phone. So when I look at you, I said, man, when you asked me, did you have a phone? I didn't get the chance to just breathe. I said, yes, I had a phone, but I should have told you, that's what I should have did. I should have just broke it up, but you was asking so many questions. Back to back, and I was trying to answer them right. So what I'm saying to you is,
okay, so let's start over.
Okay. I don't know, I could feel you when you say you're a bit nervous. I know right now. I have asthma. Okay. And I'm thinking, trying to process food. So you process food as well.
Okay, we're just trying to clarify the information here. Do you have a phone number from John?
No.
don't have a phone number for John? Okay. And you can get it from your neighbor, right? We're trying to figure out the situation. You need to help us verify what you're telling me. What your neighbor does.
She has a number on
For John.
Yeah. She does. She does. So if you get that phone, you'll be able to get that number for us. Sure. John's number. Right. Who does John live with? He lives with his parents. How old is John? He's about 19. Those are the schools. Do you know the address? No, but Estrella. Around that area. Okay, so if I should show you a map on GPS from your house, you should be able to tell me exactly what house John lives in. Yeah, it's dark. I don't know. I just moved out here. See, I'm from Chicago. Did you walk there? When you walked home? I did walk, but the sun starts setting around 5 or 6. How many times have you been to John's house? This is probably my second time. I don't even know this neighborhood like that. When it gets dark, it starts to look different. As soon as the sun goes down, it starts looking different to me. So you're not able to tell me, give me John's number? I don't have his number. I just don't have him.
Not only are we expected to believe that he buries his phone like a dog hiding his favorite bone, but we're also expected to buy the fact that on the day he is accused of beating his wife, he, an actor, has gone to the house of a person he has only met once or twice to play football.
Where did he meet John? I met him going to a CBD store, leaving out the CBD store. He was like, "Bro, you should try this CBD." I was like, "Yeah, cool." He was like, "Yeah, we're playing football at the park at this time. You want to come through?" I said, "Oh, that's cool. I like friends like that." So I met him at the park and walked around his block to his house. I don't know where I was at, but so you met him. You would have been to his house twice. Twice, you said, right? And yesterday was the second time. Was John's house then? I don't know. When was the first time you went to his house? How long ago was that? Monday. Like I just met him. What? Monday. It's like just a week ago? Yeah. Because today's Monday. Yeah, like a week ago. And today was the second time you went. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been back over there. What was the first experience like when you went to John's house last Monday? What did you guys do? We smoked some CBD, had a beer. Some of the ASU kids came over to play football. We played football, we worked out. And that was it. Do you consider that you trust him? I don't trust him. He's kind of like, he said he's like a fan of what I do. I was like, no. Do you trust him? I don't trust him. I don't trust anybody. Okay. You went to his house and passed out? Yeah, definitely. Stop it. Definitely. I felt comfortable, really. No. You need to stop this, what you're doing, right? I've seen detective talk to you, right? I've seen talk to you, right? And I'm just paying attention to it, and I'm listening to your argument. I'm listening to your conversation. I'm listening to your information that you're providing to us. It's not an argument, right? And every time we try to verify, health is health. Every time we try to verify what you're telling us, you've been changing the story every single life. You go to QT, do you know who's going to be at that QT gas station? Do you know how many people are going to be at that QT? If you go to Walmart, do you know who's going to... No, I'm asking you a real life question. We're like black people. We're black, right? We're African American. That's number one. So if he's African American, who's positive John is. Okay. So we're African American. Let's not forget that. So once we go into stores and we go to Walmart and we go to Target, we don't know who's going to attack us. Okay. We're just being positive civilians. Okay. Always. And once you take that mask off and you go somewhere, baby arrest, your daughter, you have to be focused. You don't know what your brain is doing. All you want to do is just be good at what you do. So I'm saying I didn't trust him, but I felt that his parents are there, they gave us food. I just passed out. I knew when I woke up, I'm like, she's gonna be mad at me. She's gonna be extremely mad. So after that, the cops. The cops about what you're doing. Hold on. I want to make sure I understand your story. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to tell you your story. So what's the first thing you did when you wake up? You want to tell us about when you woke up? What do you mean?
When you woke up at John's house.
Oh, so when you woke up, looked at me, wake up. You know what I'm saying? You wake up, look at John, he playing Fortnite, whatever he playing. You like, yo, you wanna go work out? Yeah, I'm like,
What time was it? About?
Like around 5 in the morning, 5:30. We're in Australia. We're playing football until like 6 or 7, and he gets a text. He's saying the cops at your house, but they texting me through his phone. He's like, your neighbors are texting me saying that there are cops at the house. I don't know none of the neighbors like that. They know I'm in the neighborhood. I just don't know them like that. And that's kind of what happened. That's all that happened.
Okay. So when you woke up, you said you were kind of like, she gonna be mad?
Yeah, I knew, because she's like, where was you last night? Okay. And she's gonna be like that. So first, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, you know what? Let me just play football, get in a good vibe. Because then I can bring that back home. You know, we work out. You know, as men, man, we work out, we sweat, we look good. We take that back home to our women. It don't matter what we did. It's good after that.
The detectives are trying to keep Gray on track and get straight answers out of him, but you can make out the frustration in their voices. They don't believe him, and they have to feel insulted by the poorly thought out lies.
That was really it. That was really it. I don't have John's number, none of that. He would call me from a black number, because I don't have. So when you my phone is where it's like, I don't allow people to call me. I turn it off.
Where'd you meet John?
Forwarding. I just call forwarding. I don't allow people to call.
Got it. Where did you meet John?
CBD store.
Where's that? Ish.
CBD store is right there near Walmart. It's like near Happy Cats and Wait.
Tell me about the first time you met John.
I walked out the store, he was walking in, he was like, yo, bro, he looked at me, he seen health, he seen happiness, he was like, yo, man, what's up? I was like, yo, you should try this. I was like, you a football player or something? He was like, yeah. And I think I had Candace in the car, and he was like, you know what, you should come work out with us. That was it.
And what happened that day when you first met him?
Nothing really. And then
So you met him at the CBD store and then you guys parted ways?
we parted ways, and I linked up with him one day. I gave him my number. Yeah, he called me from a block number.
He calls you from a block number? Okay. Okay. And what did he say?
He said, yo, we gotta go play football. We gotta go do this, we gotta do that. I said, alright, cool. He said, alright, cool. I said, let me eat some food first. Let me put some food in my stomach, let my head process. It's only one head. It's only gonna process muscles and arms and legs. Do so much. Huh?
On Monday?
No, that was about that weekend. I met him that weekend, and we linked up Monday.
Okay.
And then
What phone did he call?
he called from, what phone did he call from? So he called from that phone. The burn phone that I buried. So I buried,
The phone that we have now?
yes sir.
Okay.
So I leave that phone in the area, I meet him at Estrella, I see him, we start playing. Okay. That's it.
Okay.
I come back, you know, it's a rhythm, you know, and then, you know, I look at the phone, I parlay with the phone dies. I'm like, damn, how am I going to show them the video? They ain't gonna take this. Well, you know, I guess you guys can charge it and I'll show you.
So it's still dead?
It's dead. Once you let me charge it, I can show you the video. I can show you. I called her mom and said, do you want me to call the cops? This is supposed to be a wife. I said, I do too. She said, no. Well, put it on TV.
I don't have any problem believing you about this video, man, but we're not talking about the video. We're talking about last night.
Yes.
So you keep going back to this video. I believe you have a video.
Oh, are you saying actions? You saying actions?
Yeah, you're
asking my brain about actions.
Sure.
You don't trust the actions of what I've been doing. That's what you asking me. And I'm saying to you, these are the places I've been.
Okay.
That's all.
That's fair. I appreciate it. Sorry, text.
What did you call her, Mom? That weekend, you know what I mean? I did that Friday.
Okay.
And I told her, you know, it's getting a little crazy. But we can work on it. You know? First thing my manager said, yes, last thing we need is the cops coming to the house and they putting you in arrest and stuff like that. So when she do things like that, it just makes me be a better man to her. So we have good days. We've been having amazing days together. And this guy that I allow her to talk to, I maybe should not allow it. You know what I'm saying? I should have just been like, hey, I don't really have the full energy. I don't have, because she takes a lot of energy. She's beautiful, she's short, she takes a lot of energy. She's just a function. I should have maybe said that to her.
One of the things I need to do is, I need to speak to this John person, alright? So that's what I'm really trying to speak to this John person, just to help you verify your own story. Does that make sense?
It's gonna be hard.
How so?
Because I didn't know him like that. It's like meeting a girl at a club.
It's worth a shot though. I mean, it's a pretty big deal to get accused of something like that.
But bro, I ain't been accused. She never said nothing that I guarantee you she didn't say that.
She did.
She didn't say Bryshere did that. She did not say that. The firefighters took her to the hospital. And
What do you mean? How do you know that?
because I know. Of course, I know the law. The firefighters took her to the hospital. She said her husband, somebody called. Somebody used that phone and called or something. And
That was a rich phone.
I don't know. Whatever phone that was, Mark probably was still at the house or something like that. We used, because the phones are connected to each other. These are two phones connected to each other but different phone numbers. So who knows what Mark was doing in that house? You know what I'm saying? And after that, I don't think she went to the hospital and said that. I think she went to the hospital and said that.
Well, she told our detective this statements.
I don't think that.
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm telling you this.
I allow her to live with me. It's the only gas station close to Goodyear.
Last night you were there about tennis?
Oh, yes. Okay, yes, sir.
So you left John's house and went to the QT with what vehicle?
The vehicle, the rental, the Hemi rental.
Okay, that one that was in the driveway over there. Okay.
The Hemi rental. Yes, sir.
Who was with you? Okay. So initially, that's another part of the story I didn't hear about. So initially, you went to John's house last night at 4:30 or 5 or something like that. You walked there or you drove there?
I drove.
You drove there.
Yes, sir.
And you stayed there until you came back this morning.
Yes, sir.
But your vehicle was in the driveway before you got home.
Yes.
How did you get there?
So you're asking me how did the vehicle, so I left the vehicle there. I didn't go in the house. Wake her up, I went back to John's house.
Okay, why did you just drive back to John's house?
Because it's good to wake up, take a walk, force yourself and challenge yourself to grow. There's nothing wrong with that.
The questioning has become a verbal tennis match. The detectives will send over a question that should have a straightforward answer, and Gray sends it back with a bizarre spin. But each time he does, the detectives are able to counter with a question that points out the holes in Gray's story.
There's nothing wrong with
What
that.
time did you drive it back to the house, you said?
I got gas, and probably drove it back to the house like right after I got gas. So probably 10, 20, 30.
Okay. But you weren't with her when you did that, when you went out to the
No
QT?
one was in the car. No. I had the music blasting, I got in the car, got my stuff, got the gas, parked the car. That was it.
So you got gas, you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you remember the pump? The gas pump?
Do you remember what pump? Gas pump could have been, but I used the car, so I didn't have to go into the cash register and say, pump on. It was, this has been the first day with a lot of kids at this gas station. So it was busy, so it just threw me off. I would just get the gas and that was it. Hopped in the car, went back home. But then walked to John's house.
We saw that vehicle at their gas station, right? We did.
Okay.
And that's what I asked
Tell me the truth.
Who else was with you?
No one. I got in the car and like I said, it was nobody. I didn't look back to check her. I just got in the car, turned the music up.
You didn't look back to what?
I didn't look to see if anybody was in the car or nothing like that.
Could there have been somebody else in the car?
I don't know. When you just, like I said, when you just being, doing things and just, I don't know.
When your wife, can
is in the, when she rides in the car with you, where does she ride?
She only rides right next to me, like on the passenger seat.
Okay. When was the last time she was in the car?
Last time she was in the car, I took her to Ross. That was on Saturday. I took her to Ross. She begged me, I want to Ross. I need to get the cat some cat food, and I need to get some litter. So that's what she did. She got the cat food, she got the litter, and she put it in the back seat.
In the back seat?
Yeah.
Last night, you did get gas?
I did.
So did you have a credit card payment there last night?
I did.
For gas?
I should. Once you guys charge the phone, I should be able to go on my Wells Fargo account.
Yeah, we can get that with your phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you use the credit card to pay for gas?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You fill the tank over here?
I normally put like $10, $15. I'm not working.
Okay.
So I'll be like $15 in the gas, and that should last for a couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're very familiar with that QT over there.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Did you go in the store or did you pay at the pump?
I stopped the car and I went right into the store, and then...
What did you go in the store for?
I went in the store to get 2 burritos and some backwoods. I don't smoke backwoods, but John do. Some backwoods.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you always switch backward?
He said get him some backwoods. I want some backwoods.
How did he tell you that?
He told me they ain't call me black. Like I said, when I
Told you were getting blocked.
yeah, they don't call me black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went in the store. Where did you pay for the gas? At the pump or in the store?
At the pump.
At the pump.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. Kids with dirt bikes, kids with 4-wheelers. I was like, there's a lot of people out there.
It's busy.
Yeah.
So you got 2 transactions there. One for the food inside the store.
Yeah. One, I walked in the store and then I came back and then I put the gas there.
Okay.
I pumped the gas.
Okay. What kind of credit card? Like Visa, MasterCard, is it debit card or credit card?
It's a temporary card.
Temporary card.
Yeah, because my other card was chipped.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So they sent you like a temporary one.
Yes, they did.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
You need another water. I do, please.
I need your water.
All right.
These days, we have Detective Bernstein is explaining to technology.
Yes.
With phones, GPS,
Yes, sir.
surveillance videos.
Yeah, so you should see me at the gas station. You should definitely, that's something I'm true. You should definitely see me at the gas, and I'll let you talk.
Oh, that's fine. It's a dialogue, so I don't have you interjecting and saying what you need to say.
Yeah.
But what if we tell you that we saw someone else get out of the car on surveillance video?
On surveillance video.
At the QT.
I would be like, that would be,
Gray is struggling to come up with an answer to this question. It's something he should have already considered because all major gas stations have security cameras these days.
I say that would be a surprise.
I'm going to try to get a copy of that video. I don't have it here, obviously.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to try to get a copy of that video. And, Mr. Gray, one of the things I'm trying to do, like I said, is put the pieces
together. I respect you.
And everything that you tell me, it's my job to verify it. Help me verify the information that you're providing to me. Right?
Yeah. It's my home. I allow her to stay there.
No, hold on. 1 second. The information that I want to verify is where you were yesterday. You mentioned you were at John's house.
Yes, sir. Yeah, nobody but Stella, like the playground.
Right. I need a phone number for John.
I don't have a phone number.
I need to know the neighbor who texted John.
One of the neighbors on the block, definitely.
Who did? Who specifically?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I know all of them. They all see me when I moved in. They all see me. They all know about John. John came over to the house, you know, probably like once. You know what I'm saying?
When was that?
The first time I met him, he came to the house to see the pool all the time, you know. One of the neighbors seen me. I don't know which house she was at, but she was jogging with her daughter. Oh, I know you. And that was it.
And how did she get John's number?
She had a number. She knows parents.
She knows John's parents.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what house on the street she lives in?
No, she was just walking. She wasn't too far down from my house. He was coming out. She was like, Don? Like, yeah, you know, my boy, my honey. I guess when this crime scene happened, she texted John because she knows with John. She just,
How did she know that?
I don't know. She just like, there's a lot of cops at Bryshere's house. I looked at it and it's coming to me because it's my house. I'm thinking,
Okay.
yeah, I love her too.
Have you ever gotten into a physical altercation with Candace in the past?
But other than that, like I said, other than that, the partner, he's not on this is I have to actually express it. That day, with Friday, I was trying to get the scissors out of her hand, so she bit her lip. It was getting bigger every day, and then she had a bruise on her leg because we both fell. We both fell on that concrete floor. You see the floor in the house, concrete, and
So I just pretty much asked if he have ever had any physical altercations with Candace, and he was just
you like
experience on
really.
Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were telling us about the experience on Friday with her and physical.
Yes, like I said, she had a knife in her hand, and I was trying to take the knife out of her hand, and she kind of bit her lip, but her lip was swelling up for a couple of days, and then she had a
She
bruise.
kind of bit her lip. How did that happen?
But we both fell, because she's like this, just like this with the scissors. I'm like, you better not do it. We cannot be doing this. And I won't text no other female, put you in a situation again, basically. And she's like, no, don't you come near me, because I'll cut you. But that don't need to be there. You know, she just said, don't come near me. I'm like, you're not going to just do this, and I'm not going to be able to save you. No, because I even risked my own life of getting killed. And it was a tussle. Because we could have fell and the knife would have went in me, but the knife went on this side. You know, and she was trying to struggle with it. I finally got it out of her hand, and that was it.
You said that was Friday?
Friday. That was it.
For someone that has been so vague about his movements, Gray is able to be amazingly descriptive of that particular altercation. Not only does his story cast doubt on her mental state, but he can also use it to account for any defensive injuries he might have on his body.
Are we able to get a copy of that surveillance video from Q2?
I'm sure.
You should be.
I think we might already have it. I'm not sure about that, but we might already have it.
Yeah, I need to review that.
But I do know a couple things.
Okay.
So that phone that we have, that you came home with, what's that phone number? So that's the same phone that called from the gas station last night at 10 something to say she was trying to say she jumped out, she was missing or something like that. But that's the phone that was buried, right?
That could have been Mark calling, because like I said, when I leave that car there, I leave that phone there, you know, and the phone is in the car, and the car, once you start the button in the car, the keys are in there already, so it's already open. So I don't know.
Where was the phone
They're
buried?
switching this, putting this on me.
Where was the phone buried?
The phone's in the car for a little bit, and then I buried it. I put it over there in where is that? Near Stella.
So the phone in the car for a little bit, so that's a new thing too, right?
Yeah. I've been coming.
I don't understand.
The phone was in the car.
Right.
I drove back to QT. I left the car. Went around with the John house. Came back. Right. So
And that's it. And that was about the same time they took that phone call.
I got gas. I dropped the car back home. Right.
Yeah, but what time did you get gas though?
Yeah, like 10-ish.
It's about the right time.
Yeah, so I got gas around 10, dropped the car back off, left the phone. I just forgot that I done left the phone in the car. I can't do that. She will go through the phone. So, you got me halfway to John's house, come back, get the phone, bury the phone. So around like 10:45-ish is when I buried the phone.
So basically, what you're relying on at this point is the idea that you
Halfway to John's house, which is like,
drove to John's house.
you know, walking distance to the Stroller Theater is probably only 20 minutes from the house.
The theater.
The theater. So that's where we're practicing at, like around there.
Is it high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about distance. I'm halfway walking in. I go, oh no, I gotta come back. I come back around 10, 15 minutes later. I don't see any lights on. I'm thinking she's asleep. I don't see anything in the house. So I'm like, cool. We hide the phone and we go have fun with John. Today is a brand new day. Yeah.
I know one thing for sure. I don't have to run in circles to understand her story. I don't have to run in circles to understand what you're trying to say.
Because I'm doing a lot. And she's just being a girl, staying in one place. I'm going to get gas, going this place, I'm doing this.
When you went to get gas, you went to John's house. That's it.
Yeah, but I got gas and dropped the car back home. That's all. I was just wanting to go to John's house and play some football.
So I'm trying to wrap my head around the idea that you drove to come back to her house, to your house, I'm sorry, where she was.
Of course.
I could get a copy of this. Walk back to John's house. And buried your phone on the way.
I left the phone in the car.
Left the phone in the car. Okay.
There for about 15 minutes. So I know John used it to call to try to put things on me because it's all connected to my phone.
If you use it?
Not Mark.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know? Because like I said, if whatever happened, she would say,
And then at what point do you come back and get the phone out of the car?
she's Trinidad, so she doesn't speak English.
I get that.
Yeah.
So at what point do you get the phone out of the car and go bury it?
About 10:45, sir.
About 10:45.
Yes.
So 10:45 until this morning when you walked back and unburied it, the phone, the tower, cell towers and stuff is going to show the phone there.
Yeah. But I have, you know, little friends and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, like neighborhood kids.
Okay, what about it?
They seen me buried it before.
So you think they unburied it?
As technology advances, it gets harder and harder to lie about. It is also harder to make people up out of thin air. Mark and John, if they exist, should be easy to track down. If John could corroborate Gray's story, you'd think he'd be more than willing to give the detectives the phone number or even a general street address.
He's always moving around.
Okay, and then
It's always like,
and then we buried it so that you could get it later.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the kids definitely see me buried before.
Okay.
They always see because they was out there too and I didn't. It's like, y'all better not touch this phone. But she's just so tender. She's so tender-headed. She bruised easily. Even when we have sex, she bruised. So I know that if they got into a fight, it don't look cute.
Where was she bruised when you have sex?
Like if I grab her waist, you can see my fingers on her waist.
Okay. She's from Trinidad, huh?
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to her myself. Does she speak good English?
She does.
Good.
She does.
And we established that the reason she would tell officers that you did this
It's a slap in the face to say, stop it, it's time time for us to just be us, you know, no insiders, no outsiders. And
Stop what? What did she try to tell you? Stop.
stop the cheating, I guess. Stop.
Gray even refers to seeing other women as cheating, reinforcing the fact that he and Jindar do not have an open relationship, as he has tried to claim. Although they don't say anything about it, you can be sure that the detectives are picking up on these verbal slips.
The cheating, stop the texting, stop the
Why was she just
open relationship.
Why she just talk to you about that?
Because, you know, she can talk to me about anything, but she just wants to be supportive. She don't want that.
This isn't very supportive. Telling the cops that you did this stuff to her.
Yeah, that's not supportive, but at the same time, she don't have a green card, so she does not want to get deported, you know, and that's a big thing with her. She does not want to get deported. And I'm like, I'll take the fall, you know, but at the same time, if I take the fall, you have to see the video.
Well, I don't want you to take the fall for anything you're doing. I don't know what you're going to do.
That's my wife. I just don't want her. I put myself in a situation. As a man, I just gotta, I don't know what's next with this.
Here's what I can tell you. I'll say this, and I don't know where my partner stands on this, okay? I won't speak for him. I'm just going to speak for me. I don't believe you. And that's just me being honest and in a respectful way. I'm not being disrespectful, okay? I don't believe you.
It's okay.
And we're on the same page with that. And we're doing it's not. I'm trying to figure it out. It's not.
You guys, you're detectives. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to help you put the story together.
This is going to line up for us. It's going to, because we're going to track the phone locations, right? Put the phone numbers together.
Remember the phone?
It doesn't matter. All the phones, you know.
Okay.
The vehicle locations, the surveillance, and everything like that.
Okay.
And that stuff doesn't lie, right? It just doesn't lie. And I'm pretty sure there's ring cameras around your house too, to help us show you coming and going. You know, I bet neighbors have ring cameras.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So that'll show, and obviously I haven't done that yet because it's still early, right? But it'll help us say, okay, yep, there he is, he parked right there, you know what I mean? He drove past.
All my neighbors, but my neighbors on my block, see the neighbors like down the street may have them, but my neighbors on my block don't do surveillance like that.
This is a doorbell. A lot of people have them. It costs like nothing nowadays.
No, but you see the doorbell is like, so it's like a harness, and then you go into the door. So my house is the only one that's like kind of open.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll see what's in it, what's not.
Okay.
So what I'm telling you is this is gonna pan out. We don't throw something to the side until it makes sense. We don't put a bow on it until it makes sense.
That's why I want to show you the video.
Okay.
To show you.
And we'll get there at some point.
You know, a lot of girls go through.
We'll get there at some point. Right now, what I'm concerned about is last night's events. Okay.
Maybe her mental issues. Like I said, she was trying to kill herself for about 2 days. I'm professional. I don't think like that. She's going through mental issues. So this is.
That may be true.
That's why I'm showing you the video, because
Yeah, that may be true.
her IQ is, you know, who Yaz texts, who I text, you know, what girl I seen that day. You know, she don't know if I run into a girl and get her my number that day and I went to Walmart or something like that. She's insecure because I can get any girl I want type of thing. So she's like, she don't know what I'm doing. I cheated on her before. She don't know if I walk away from you guys and I text Shirley and say, meet me here. Because I've done it plenty of times and came back home. And she never knew about it. So she's so, you know, in that mode too. You know, I really just want her to get looked at. And I want to talk to her about it. And when we get home, and just, we ain't gonna have you guys coming to the house in the morning. We should not have you guys coming to the house in the morning. That's just what it is. I'm sorry you guys gotta actually, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, put your all in this and...
Oh, shoot, don't be sorry. This is a voluntary job. You know, if I don't like it, I can leave, but this is what we do, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's forcing me to do anything.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, man. Like, if she's mentally going it, then maybe, yeah, jumped in the car and even tell me she was in the car, like, or she was already in the car. You know what I mean? Crazy. Maybe she's hiding from him. She's in the car. I don't know. And I'm just going to get some meth woods. I'm all happy. She's all like, you know what I'm saying?
I would rather,
I know how she thinks.
I can't make you anything anymore, so we're not here to try. I would rather have a discussion. I would rather come in here and have a discussion with you about what happened and how, and maybe there's an explanation and how you can help me understand. But we're not there. We're just not.
I'm probably the most positive, motivating person. I motivate everybody I meet.
Yeah, you seem like a motivated person.
I give them the chance to hear themselves. Like, that's the talent I have. That's why people hire me. Because I give them, I help them.
At the end of the day,
Yes, sir.
as the detective has explained to you, it will add up for us. So let's think forward a little bit, okay? Right? Once we have all the information that we're currently working on right now, and it shows everything that you're telling us is not true. Think about that for a second. Without even responding, just think about that for a second.
So you're saying that I did, so if you go and look at the video at QT, and you don't see me get out the car, right? That's not true. I told you I went to QT.
Right, but there's other stuff.
Okay, so if you check the phone, and you see that the phone was in one location, the neighborhood location, the whole time while I'm at John's house, that's not true, because I said that was true. I said that's what it was.
Gray doesn't seem to understand that just because his story is sprinkled with bits of truth doesn't make the whole thing true. Saying, look, I told the truth about this one thing isn't going to make the detective suddenly stop asking questions and decide to let you go. His separation from basic reality is a little concerning.
Can you help us find John?
Like I said, bro, it's like me meeting you today. I don't know where you live. We got a good vibe. Like, I feel like we could be, if I met you out in person, I'd be like, yo, what's up, bro?
Absolutely. The thing is, you told me you met John.
And she's pregnant. That's one other thing.
Hold on. You told me you met John. You and John had a connection. John went to your house. You went to John's house. More than once. You felt so comfortable with John, with that connection, you passed out, slept at his house.
Yeah, CBD, good food, we get touch the itis. You know how we get? We eat food, we get sleepy. We pass out. You know? We got in the pool, it was just relaxed. The body feel good, you feel good. You didn't feel like this yesterday.
But you can't tell me how to get in touch with John.
I don't know him like that. He has my number.
But the neighbor down the street knows him well enough and knows him. John,
the neighbor in the neighborhood.
Right.
Yes,
You said down your street. Right. I was walking with her daughter.
yes, she's one
That
of the
neighbor knows John well enough.
Yes, sir.
And knows you well enough to know that both you and John are friends. So she texts John
Yes, sir.
that police were at your house and John relayed that information to you. And you were at John's house this morning. But you can't tell me, with that relationship and that history and that tight circle that you have, there's no way you could tell me how to make contact with John. No way whatsoever.
No, because life is unexpected. You know,
Is there a way to contact that lady who you said text? John.
If I seen her, I'd know her. If I seen her, I would know, like, oh, that's the lady that said what's up to John that day. They only seen me outside probably like 2, 3, 4 times. So every time I come outside, there's nobody outside. It's too hot. So when I'm outside and John, she just luckily we ran into each other. That's all. John is about my height. He's loud.
So you're saying that did you go into anything that Candace said? Do you have any injuries on you or scratches or anything like that?
I have football injuries.
Do you mind if I take a look? You want me standing up and show you?
Yeah.
You okay? Is that from football?
Yeah. So, my knee, man. Right here, man.
Where's that from?
Trying to get you down.
And this was with who? With John?
John and some ASU guys, you know, I compete with the football players.
Where do you get that from?
I'm wide receiver,
This
so.
one right here.
I'm a wide receiver, so get off me. You know, they try to push on me. This dude got long nails. Like, yeah, get off me.
So what else? Do you have any injuries on your shirt? On your chest area? Where's that going on your right side?
Oh, probably like that tackle.
So all of that is from, you don't need to, you don't sit down. So all of that is from football.
Yes, sir.
Those injuries are not consistent with, scratches from playing football.
No, I mean, can I stand up again?
Because I've had those injuries before.
No, can I stand up?
Similar injuries. You know how I obtained some of those injuries? That were very similar?
How?
Getting over a wall.
Nah. Hell no. Well, I do that too. Yeah, I do that.
You do that?
Yeah.
When was the last time you were over a wall?
I do that all the time.
When was the last time you were over a wall? Those scratches are fresh, like they happen today.
Well, I always do it, especially at night.
Okay.
It's like gymnastics.
Okay. When was the last time you were over a wall? Those scratches look very fresh.
Maybe last night to come back.
To come back to the house last night?
Yes, sir.
What time?
Not sure at all.
So,
but yes, I did, like,
so you came back, you didn't go through the front door and went over the wall?
To get over, to cut the distance sometimes. That's what you do, to cut the distance.
So you went over the wall. Which wall was that?
I'm not sure what wall that was. But yeah, no, this is not from wall. This is not from wall.
But look at it.
Yeah, it definitely it's
I see it right here.
If I'm like this, a wide receiver in a cornerback in ASU, it's like, okay, yes, you think you can catch this ball.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got no equipment on, and you got long nails. So I'm like, yo,
let's look at
that's nails.
Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's nails. That's 8
nails.
No, but we all playing football.
8 nails. That's at least
8 nails at different locations. And you see, this one is longer.
They're all consistent. They're going in the same direction.
Yes, but I always do the same thing.
They're going in the same direction.
Yes, sir.
Right? And that's, as I explained to you before,
Yeah.
I've sustained some of those injuries before. Just by getting over the
But you're a police officer.
But
That's just like football players. To say you got big thighs. So your workout could be the same workout for an athlete. You gotta understand, we both moving, we're alive. You know what I mean? So if somebody is sticking me, somebody is on top of me, a cornerback, and he's like, you know what I mean? That's what it is. But yes, I do jump walls because it cuts the distance and it's fun.
So tell me, when was the last time you jumped over a wall?
I'm not sure.
But you did it last night. You said you did it last night to get back into the
Yes, I don't want to give you a false alarm. I just want to let you know, you are right. I do jump the wall, but this is from the wall. Not this.
Which one is from the wall?
This is from the wall. This is from the wall.
And that was last night?
Yes.
Okay. And that was to get back into the house?
Yes.
Okay. When was that? Because I missed that part. You said
you do that to go to John House too sometimes.
Yeah. Hold on. So you parked your car. You went through the whole night.
Yeah, no, he said, let me see your injuries.
Yeah.
And I told him,
I'm talking about when you jumped the wall.
no, but he said, these look like wall injuries.
Okay.
I don't say anything.
I'm just trying to figure out when this happened. You went through the whole night.
Yeah.
You parked your car after you got off from QT. You left.
Yeah.
You came back, got your phone.
Yeah.
About 15 minutes later.
I had to jump the walls to even get back that time.
That's when you jumped the walls.
I jump the walls all the time. Especially
Last night, when did you jump the wall?
And I do it sometimes during the day. I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes I swim in people's pools. I don't think it's a bad thing, but
So
yeah. I go, hey, you know how it is? It's a rule.
that was your wall to get. So when you came back, when you parked your car there, where did you walk? Down the sidewalk? You jumped your wall?
Where did I walk? On the street. It's pitch black. Go straight. Yeah.
So you didn't jump any walls that time?
Yeah, I jumped the walls to get closer to John.
Okay, like in the backyards, you mean? Or what?
Backyard, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm hopping over the backyard to get to the overside.
And then when you came back to get your phone, were you jumping walls then too?
Always, because it cuts distance.
Okay.
And it's hot outside, you will get a heat stroke.
Okay.
Yeah.
then after you got your phone, you left again. You got some more walls.
Yeah, till I buried it.
Buried it. Okay.
And I jumped some more walls.
Jumped some more walls. You buried your phone.
Yeah.
You always bury in the same place?
I do. With the kids. I did bury it. It's surprising. It is late outside, but they're outside.
I'd love to know where this was, because if I could go out there and find some fresh dirt where you buried this phone, that would help verify your story.
Yeah.
And if it's always in the same place.
You know, the construction site where the construction workers are, right about, like around that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you went to John's house and you stayed there until this morning.
Yes, sir.
We're getting a little bit more each time, right?
Why did you not tell us that you went back to the house and you had to jump the wall to get back into the house? Why did you not tell us that?
I don't know, man. I should have said that. But I'm thinking like,
What is the, what's like a face mask?
I don't know, it's sunscreen, so I be playing football.
Gotcha.
You know, you get the sun, you want the sun to hit your face.
Oh, no, it's not. It's
When
not.
you leave work, you want to put on a nice outfit, you know?
Yeah, no, it's not. I just didn't know. Okay.
That's what.
Because some people do like the skin, what's it, skin.
Oh, yeah. I should have been dried up, though. I'm surprised.
Most of it's done, it's just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm jumping walls. Sometimes I swim in people's pools.
So when you went back inside, you and us counties, last night when you went back inside, what was you doing?
I didn't go back inside. When I came back, you guys are okay.
Well, you said you jumped the wall and went back to the house, right?
To John's house.
No. You told me.
No, he just asked me, he just asked me about, so you've been jumping walls, so you jumped
You
walls?
told me that you went back to your house last night and you jumped the wall to get in there.
Gray keeps adding to his story, but the problem when you do that is it is harder to get things to line up correctly, and you have to fill those gaps with even more lies. His story was flimsy to begin with, but now it's practically in shreds.
No, not to get in the house. I jumped the walls to get back to the house. I'm sorry to say, but to get to my house, I'm jumping the walls. So when I'm leaving John, I'm jumping the walls. It's about daylight now. I'm still jumping the walls to get back to my house to talk to y'all.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
I wasn't going to jump over my own fence and y'all think I'm Mark or something or whoever. I'm like, no, I'm going to go over and talk to y'all. I don't know what's going on. I ain't jumping over my neighbors and getting into my own land.
Did you?
That's all.
Okay, you did. He said you did.
Yeah.
And you said you've done it multiple times. Because it cuts the distance.
But yeah, but the thing is, you guys were there.
And you said you did that last night to go back to the house.
I didn't go back to the house last night. I came back when you guys found me. And I walked to the house. That's when I came back. So that's why I'm jumping back. You get it? So I'm jumping back during that time. Any other time without the cops, yes. I'm getting back in the house from jumping over the walls. You know what I'm saying? It's Arizona. Okay. It's a travel place. It's like, you got the Grand Canyon.
So because the officers were at the house, you didn't want to jump the walls and looking like you were doing something.
Yes, yeah. I don't want y'all, like, the neighbors complained about it, or something happened. I just didn't want to be that culprit, the one that was jumping the wall. So I just didn't.
So your phone was buried between like 10:30, 10:45, something like that. Until you went and got it this morning. You know about dirt getting in it with anything?
Nah.
Okay.
Because I got insurance, so I feel like I get a new phone every month.
Okay.
And it's like,
It still seems easier to me just to like throw it in a cabinet or something. Right?
Yeah, find it.
Yeah, it's
find
your
it.
house. It's your friend's house.
Oh, your friend's house?
Yeah, take it, throw it in the cabinet, it's on every time, turn it off. And then the rest of your phone until the
You
morning.
don't trust them though. You want to be aware with everything you're doing. And you trust them. There's nothing bad going on. It's still A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's just,
So it's the second time you're going to John's house.
yeah,
And you bury your phone out there all the time.
near the house. So the phone is like near the crib, like Estrella where the construction is. Yeah.
Okay. And where else do you go that you buried out there so you don't take it with you?
The kids see me bury it. The kids that go to the playground, they see me bury it. And
Well, shoot, man.
sometimes I bury it.
You were just worried that John might take your phone. You not worried about these kids taking your phone?
No, I trust the kids though, cause I know that it's a burner phone. There's nothing on it. It's just like,
But you're worried about John taking your phone.
I don't know. I'm not worried about.
So he can't let him take you. You told me to tell him, man.
I'm saying that what I'm trying to say is you don't need a phone because the phone is going to make you unaware. I'm from Philly, so if people getting killed for looking down at their phone and look around and getting shot. So I'm saying I don't need to be in that situation. One, I gotta protect my image and protect what I do. So I need to be aware and conscious at all times. Okay. I don't need a phone. Use my phone, John. What you want to talk about, John?
So when anybody
here, John? Okay, come on. All right.
When anybody has used that phone, between while I was buried, from
yes,
buried at 10 and something,
yes, sir.
till you got it this morning,
Yes, sir.
And when anybody had used that phone for any reason,
If they charged it.
so that phone should not have been used. Because if somebody used it, that means they went unburied it, used it,
And that don't seem,
and then buried it and gave it for you to get.
that don't seem true. And the thing is, we was dead when I did it.
Because the officers were at your house before you got there.
Okay.
They called that number, that phone.
Mm-hmm.
They talked to presumably you inside your house about
That ain't me.
What I'm saying is somebody was using it. So the piece I'm trying to fill in here isn't whether or not the person that was using your phone was black, but the person that was using your phone was using the phone, period. Anybody. It was buried. Right? So when they talk to somebody on the phone,
What did they say? What did they talk
well, I
about?
didn't have the phone conversation. It was only a number, right? So after they talked to that person that was pretending to be you, they went back out there and buried it again. So that when you were walking home this morning, you could unbury it and bring it home with you.
That don't make sense.
I know.
Here, Gray is probably the most honest he has been during this entire interview. His story doesn't make sense, not from any angle. Jim Darr's story, on the other hand, lines up perfectly with corroborating facts.
That part of the story don't make sense. I don't know if that's even true. How can somebody talk on that phone if it's dead?
Well, I suppose if it was dead, they couldn't. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you how it works. I'm just telling you the steps that I know. Well, a phone call was made on that phone to somebody while they were outside your house.
Was there a recording of that? Did he record it?
Well, I'm sure. He recorded everything.
If he recorded it, then maybe we
recorded everything.
Maybe we can, figure something out as far as to find my ID.
So you and my partner talked to my partner mentioned a little bit before I stepped out about thinking ahead and looking forward.
Yeah.
And I've talked to you a little bit about the steps that we on our side are going to take to help establish these facts, right?
Yeah, you're not just going to do that.
Yeah. So looking ahead, thinking forward, knowing
Did she get treated yet?
knowing what we're here. That's the other half of our job, right? That's how we take care of things. So
I know she's been frightened.
knowing that that's where we're headed with this investigation.
Yeah.
But we sit down, we have another conversation with you later. Okay? Let's just imagine later we sit down, we have another conversation, and we tell you, listen, Mr. Gray, this is what we saw. This is what we found out between mobile cameras or GPS on your phone, all that stuff we talked about.
Cops. So I was gone when probably the cops were there. Did the cops see the vehicle in the driveway? Because if they see the vehicle in the driveway, that tells you that I'm telling the truth. Because, like I said, I dropped the vehicle back home and I went back to the house. But he was on the phone. You saying he
Well,
was
that doesn't tell me that you're telling the truth, but it tells me that the vehicle was in the driveway and that wherever you were was
because
in the house or on foot somewhere.
Because that phone don't add up with what you're saying if somebody called off that phone. You're saying that.
No, Mr. Gray.
No. That's the only piece of the story I thought that doesn't add up.
For you, based on what you're laying out for us, but I can tell you right now, to be perfectly honest, on this side of the table, none of it adds up.
If you look at the video, I went to the QT. Let me just say this.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, you'll see me at the QT, you'll see me pump gas. You ain't gonna see anything else. You see me walking out of my house, you may see that. You may see those videotapes of me walking out of my house because some people don't have those tapes.
Some people don't.
Yeah, then you may not see that. And then what you may see is me hopping over fences or something like that to get the job out. Maybe. What you may see.
Someone called, by the way. Someone called and said, hey, someone just jumped over my fence. I don't know who. Someone called.
What you may see is the video that I'm going to show you, which is going to support her mental health.
Have you ever used the name Mark before?
No. Not at all. My name Bryshere.
You've never used the name Mark before. What if I tell you, right?
Yeah.
Potentially, we're thinking ahead again.
Yeah.
History to show that when you check into hotels, you used the name Mark before. When you're ordering food, we have information. We have information that lead us to believe that you have used that name Mark.
The detective has let Gray bury himself up to the neck in lies before he dropped this particular nugget of information. It looks like Mark may not even exist, which calls John into question as well.
Before. And it's consistent with...
I don't order food. No girl cooks food.
It's consistent with you using this name Mark again, making this phone call from that location.
Mark is a common name, sir. I don't use it. If anything, when I did this TV show, you see, look, I'm from a TV show, Empire. I know you know. I would use aliases. Okay? I wouldn't use Mark. I would use other aliases so they don't know. You can hear my voice and you can tell it's me sometimes. You dig me? So I'm like, I would need to use a different name back then. Now that she cooks for me every day, I cook for her every day. You don't
So you're saying,
I'm Chicago.
I'm trying to track the conversation about the phone call.
Yeah, I'm saying
you're saying, when I came and I sat down, you're saying,
yeah.
So he's putting it on me. He's trying to put it on me.
Yeah.
Why are you making reference to trying to put this on me?
I found this out. I'm looking for him.
Well, hold on.
He's going down.
Who are you saying is trying to put all of this on you? Because Mark.
Yes.
Because you're saying Mark dialed from your, called the police from your number.
He had to when I left the phone in there, but I don't understand.
So Mark's fingerprint should be on your phone, yes?
It should be. Should be.
Mark, at least somebody.
Yeah. Or if he's smart, you wipe it down. I don't know what type of street smart he has. I don't know if he is street smart.
Well, you didn't wipe it down.
Hell no. I didn't wipe it down once I digged it up off the ground.
Still covered in dirt?
Still covered in dirt, but we don't know how street smart this guy is because you know why? He did all this and I still don't believe. I feel like he is smart. He'd been in this situation before. He knew how to manipulate the evidence because we talking about me, somebody that showed up and tried to show y'all something of what's going on instead of somebody that's missing. That's just like, a murderer walking freely.
While you were out getting gas,
yeah.
You're telling me that Mark called from your phone to report her missing.
That phone was used only for YouTube at that time to play music, and that was it. Play songs. I got back to the house, parked the car, left the phone in the car. Went to John's house, came back, buried the phone. Left some off fences. It's cheap. It's not cheaper, but it's faster. That's all.
Okay.
Well, it's a long day.
I don't know, man.
It's gonna be a long day.
You guys have rough sex? Last night, did you? Or yesterday?
We always do.
Okay, what's rough?
Anything. Cause she's tender. She's tender.
Like what? Just, you said sometimes. Describe your version of rough.
You want to really hear this?
Yeah, it's very important.
Hitting it from the back. That's really it.
Okay. Well, when you like, any like rough stuff, like she wants you to slap her or hit her, she hits you.
Sometimes she like me to slap her up. She like that.
On her butt?
No, so she's off her face.
Her face?
She likes that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yesterday?
Every time she wants it. Did she want it yesterday? No.
Okay.
Yeah.
She didn't ask you. How do you know when she wants it?
She slap?
She tells you to. Okay. Anything else? Like choking? I know there's a lot of that kind of stuff. Okay. They're not good to you.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I might do this one. Like, from the back. That's it.
Okay. It's not around the neck, shoulders, what are you talking about?
Shoulders, like the whole thing. Sometimes I might just grab a whole neck.
Okay.
Gray must have caught himself and remembered that she is going to have fresh bruising around her neck. What he doesn't realize is that it is possible to tell the hand position and if that is compatible with the situation he described.
Like that.
Okay. How do you know if you're squeezing too hard around her neck?
I don't get off on it. I just get off on, her liking that person.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you know, like, so that you know that it just never got point, like accidentally, I'm saying?
No, I never did it. I'm tender. That's supposed to be your wife.
Okay. Did you do that yesterday when you guys had sex?
Yes.
Okay.
But it wasn't like crazy. I never go like that.
Okay.
That's just crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did she confront you about anything? Was she mad at you about anything?
She's always mad about a girl or mad about something, It's never
What was she mad about yesterday?
She's a smart female, man. She's very smart,
What was she mad about yesterday?
She's just, if she see me texting, she's like, what you doing? I'm not texting girls, I ain't texting anybody. I don't worry about that.
And that's what, yesterday?
That's like every day. That's our language.
No, I know, but I want to focus on what happened yesterday. What was yesterday? What was her deal
Our
yesterday?
language. When I'm talking to you, it's because I'm here. When I'm free, I'm free. I get to say what I want. I get to do what I want. It's my world. So that's our language. That's how our health get down. If you're around somebody like this, and I'm looking at you, I'm giving you life, and you looking me in the eye, you're allowing me to be that vessel, because every man is like Jesus. You're allowing my body to be used as a vessel.
I just want to know what she was mad about yesterday.
Alright, she was mad about something, but like I said, she's a smart woman. She always want to keep my attention.
So what did she do yesterday? What did she tell you yesterday? Physically, with her mouth. What did she say yesterday?
She's just like, you better not be texting any girls.
Okay, well, what did you say back? Was it before the sex or after the sex?
That's before and after sometimes.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I go to the bathroom, I got my phone in the bathroom, I come out the bathroom. When she says it, you texting no girls? No, you texting no girls. Okay, cool. I'm texting no girls.
Okay. She was having this conversation before and after sex yesterday.
Yeah, listen to her.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
When you do the show on television, so different movies, different mediums, cops, CSI, so you probably understand the fingerprints, the potential that fingerprints could bring to an investigation to show that a person touched some item, same thing with DNA, to show that they were at this particular location. Can you explain to me, why your DNA would be a chunk of hair that's under the bathroom in your house that belongs to her?
Yes.
How do you explain this?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. Now, I'm in the bedroom. Now, you know the bedroom setup is the bathroom. The bedroom is the cats. I tell her all the time, stop combing your hair so much. You're breaking your hair off. I didn't marry you because you shorten your hair. I married you because you have long, beautiful hair. Yes, she's tender-headed as well. I try not to pull her hair while we have sex, but I just can't help it sometimes. But with that, she's combing her hair and she's like, baby, look. I'm like, well, this has been a lot this time. She does that a lot. When she combs her hair without wetting it comes out. So what I did was, I put it in the sink. When she gave it to me in my hand, I put it in the sink, and then I put it in the drawer. Because I want her to remember, you don't want to keep stressing your hair out. Stop. I told her, you take care of everything but your hair. Take care of your hair. I tell her that every day. I say, babe, take care of your hair. You don't gotta worry about anything else. Just take care of your hair. You worried about everything else, but taking care of your hair.
So whenever that hair would come out,
Yes.
does it cause an irritation to her head like it was yanked out?
Sometimes she's watching TV, which we just got cable. We didn't have cable. Let me say this. We didn't have cable our whole relationship. We don't watch cable. She didn't even have a phone until like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, that's something to think about. She's not having a phone. She's not having no phone for about 3 weeks. You know, I'm just getting her a phone because our connection, we had too many people involved in our life. We just needed to get away from that.
I'm telling you right now.
And we got away from that. And so while she's watching TV, she's combing her hair. And just like the F1 Savannah cat, scratches her and bites her sometimes. She tells me, like, Simba just bit me in the butt. And I say, Simba, he's a wildlife animal. When I take him out the room, and that's what I do. I have 2 cats, 1 dog. So she's combing her hair. You can even ask her. You can ask her to comb her hair.
Combing her out.
Yeah, yes sir. She's combing her hair out.
So, which neighbor?
Lots of women shed heavily when they comb their hair, but very few actually pull it out by the roots when doing so. It's also hard to believe that he would put a wad of that hair in a drawer in an attempt to get her to take better care of her hair. But in this complicated fiction that he has woven, it is probably one of the easier points to overlook.
Which neighbor has John's phone number?
Bro, I literally would tell you if I knew. I would say, this house right here. This is, you know what I mean? Just like the dirt bikes. Just like the dirt bikes that ride around that's not street legal. They get on my nerves sometimes.
It's a simple question, man. You talk to this neighbor. She called John. Which neighbor is it?
I don't know. Like I said, you moved around here. Is one Trump supporter across the street from me? I don't like Trump. That's the only one that I don't really see down though.
It's not that neighbor then.
It's not.
Is it to the side of you?
I only noticed 2 people since I moved here.
So you don't know.
No.
Well, she knows John. How she got his number?
Oh, not Candace doesn't know John.
No, you know her.
She knows John.
Her neighbor.
My neighbor knows John.
How does she know John?
Her parents. His parents, not her parents. His parents.
You want to read back to me anything?
Okay.
So you said where she lost her hair from, there was no irritation or redness or anything like that when she combs her hair?
When she combs her hair,
The loss of hair that you're talking about. The loss of hair that's in
the edges.
the loss of hair that's in, like what we just talked about.
Yes, it's for a regular person, that'd be a lot of hair, but for her, that's just every day. That's every day for her. And irritation, yes, when you pull on her hair when we having sex, she's like, babe, you gotta stop, you know what I mean?
Do you think there's an irritation to her hair or head now?
Period. When I first met her,
So there's irritation to her head now from her hair loss?
No, it's irritation from, like, when we have sex and sometimes I pull her hair.
Did you pull her hair recently?
I always do when we have sex, but I don't, like she said, you gotta do lightly. So I do it lightly. I don't do it where her head is bleeding or something like that, but, her...
Not to the point where we pull out.
No, when she combs her hair, she'll give me the hair, and I will put it up somewhere. I don't just throw it away. I'm like, African American women, they buy this type of hair. You need to take care of your hair. That's all. I'm trying to answer all your questions that y'all want to know.
I appreciate it.
We're just trying to at least leave the room with some understanding, right, of what you reported to us, because we have to
I didn't get to make a report.
We have to keep going back and forth.
I didn't even get to make a report of anything. Y'all said, put the suit on him. Y'all didn't even give me the chance to. The people using the phone, you said, luckily she knows where I buy the phone as well. Maybe she said something to him. He probably buried that phone over blah blah blah. He probably using that damn phone. I told her where I buried it.
You told her?
Yeah, I told her.
Or did you tell her you buried it?
Right where I told you. Right
You didn't, but you just told me it was around there. How'd you find it?
There's a house right there, the first house.
So when you sit down and you're talking to her and telling her where you buried it?
I don't have to sit down and talk to her. She's me. I'm no way.
In the final moments of the interview, Gray says that he told Jindar where his phone is buried. Why? The whole point of burying it was supposedly so she couldn't go through it. If she knows where it is, she can just go dig it up, which means the whole process is pointless. Gray is a prime example of a person who is incapable of lying effectively. He may say that Jimbar isn't able to make herself understood very well in English, but she gets her story across more clearly and more accurately than Gray. Bryshere Gray pleaded guilty to a charge of aggravated assault in February 2021. Other related charges against him, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and kidnapping, were dropped. Gray received 10 days in jail plus 3 years of probation. Terms of his probation included not being able to drink any alcohol and to not have any contact with the victim in any form unless approved by the Adult Probation Department in Arizona.